Today, we're diving into the vivid and apocalyptic world of Ed Repka, the legendary artist behind some of the most iconic album covers in heavy metal history. From the skeletal mascot Vic Rattlehead to the dystopian landscapes, Repka's art captures the raw energy and rebellious spirit of thrash metal. Join me and let's explore the career of Ed Repka, his creative process, and the stories behind some of his most famous works. Edward J. Repka, born on October 22, 1960, in New Jersey, discovered his passion for art at a young age. He nurtured this passion by studying illustration and fine arts, eventually graduating from the School of Visual Arts in New York City. Influenced by legendary artists like Frank Frazetta and H.R. Giger, in addition to the comics and science fiction movies and monsters that he watched, Repka developed a distinctive style known for its meticulous detail and dynamic compositions. Repka's artistic journey coincided with the rise of heavy metal music in the 1980s. During this era, he became closely associated with some of the genre's most influential bands. His collaboration with thrash metal legends Megadeth led to the creation of their iconic mascot, Vic Rattlehead. This character featured prominently on several of the band's album covers, including Peace Sells, But Who's Buying? And Rust in Peace. The vivid imagery of Vic Rattlehead perfectly encapsulated the rebellious and provocative essence of Megadeth's music, earning Repka widespread acclaim. The story of the iconic Vic Rattlehead began in 1984 when Dave Mustaine, the leader of Megadeth, created the original design of the character. This initial depiction appeared on the cover of the band's demo, Last Rites, and was a simple representation with basic red strokes on a black background. Vic Rattlehead also featured on Megadeth's debut album Killing Is My Business and Business Is Good, released in 1985 under the Combat Records label. However, the label did not agree to use Mustaine's original design for the cover. Instead, they created their own version of the mascot, aiming for a more realistic look with a plastic-like skull, chains, and a metal eye patch. Unfortunately, the band members were dissatisfied with this final result. In 1986, Ed Repka's talent and creativity came into play when he was tasked with illustrating the cover of the album Peace Sells, But Who's Buying? Repka introduced a new version of Vic Rattlehead, depicting him in full body. Set in a post-apocalyptic scenario with the United Nations building in ruins, Vic Rattlehead is portrayed as a real estate agent trying to sell properties right after a nuclear catastrophe. This striking imagery perfectly captured the rebellious and politically provocative spirit of Megadeth's music, solidifying Vic Rattlehead's place as an iconic figure in heavy metal history. Repka's redesign not only met the band's expectations, but also resonated deeply with fans, showcasing his ability to translate complex themes into compelling visual art. This collaboration marked the beginning of a fruitful relationship between Repka and Megadeth, further cementing his reputation as one of the masters of heavy metal art. Although, ironically, Ed Repka openly admits that he is not the biggest fan of metal music. Instead, he considers himself a devoted follower of punk, with a particular admiration for the Misfits. This surprising preference highlights the diversity of his artistic influences and personal tastes, showing that his creative inspiration extends beyond the genre he is most associated with. In addition to his work with Megadeth, Repka's art has graced the covers of albums for other notable bands. His ability to capture the raw energy and spirit of the music has made him a beloved figure among fans and musicians alike. His portfolio includes album covers for bands such as Death, Municipal Waste, and Toxic, the logo design of Dark Angel, among many others' creations. Repka's ability to bring fantastical and macabre concepts to life is one of his notable strengths. His artwork often features nightmarish creatures, dystopian landscapes, and vivid depictions of horror. Through his skillful use of color, he evokes a sense of awe and intrigue. In 2002, Repka took on the role of art director for the National Entertainment Collectibles Association, NECA. In this position, he designed sculptures and paintings, contributing to various product lines, including the popular Head Knocker series of action figures. Ed Repka's illustrations, inspired by the Universal Studios film The Wolfman, were prominently featured on the cover of the inaugural issue of the horror magazine Horror Hound. This project highlighted his ability to capture the essence of classic horror films. His work has been prominently featured in numerous magazines, including Revolver, Royal Flush, Terrorizer, Doggy Bags, among many others. Other products where Repka's artwork appears on is the Mars Attacks trading card, which is a series of cards initially released in 1962, published by Topps, a company well known for manufacturing trading cards and other collectible products. Subsequently, this intellectual property had a movie adaptation in the 90s. Repka's colorful yet terrifying and apocalyptic style fits perfectly in this alien-invaded world. The most recent product where you can appreciate the talent of this American artist is his collaboration with Super 7's reaction series of action figures, where he illustrates the backer cards with his unmistakable style. Ed Repka, with his style that combines the almost excessive use of vivid colors with realistic shadows and textures, with compositions that radiate a dark but funny humor, and in many occasions with grotesque and endearing characters, has opened a place in a very specific niche and, at the same time, quite universal, with faithful followers such as heavy metal, encapsulating in his works all that rabid energy, giving the opportunity to many bands to transmit their music in a visual way.